everybody! So today I actually changed where I'm filming my videos because the horrible lighting by my bookshelf, I mean, goddamn, I really need better lighting, so I'm using my window today. So this is the little room. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book that literally made me like scream, cry, and laugh all at one time. Cress by Marissa Meyer. If you don't know what this series is about, it is about a girl named Cinder who is a cyborg, and she lives in Earth in the future. And the entire story is basically a retelling of Cinderella. This world that she lives in, first off, the moon is inhabited by people and they're called lunars. And there's also a massive outbreak of a pandemic called letumosis. The second book is Scarlet, which is a retelling of Red Riding Hood, and the third book is Cress, this one, which is a retelling of Rapunzel. But all the stories interconnect, which I think is probably one of the best things about the series. This book is honestly so good, and I really recommend you pick it up. It's a sci-fi book, but as you're reading it, it doesn't feel very sci-fi-ish. It's very interesting, very cool. The characters are honestly hilarious. They have a very great sense of sarcastic humor. They're some of my favorite characters to actually read about and to learn about. And the romances are great. The plot lines always keep me on my toes, and I really do recommend you pick this up. In general, the writing style is amazing. Marissa Meyer does a really good job of conveying her point and getting the characters' points out to you. And yes, I can't say this enough. I really recommend you pick it up. And now I have to ask you, I'm sorry if you have not read the book. It's going to be very spoilery, so please come back another time, read the series, and come back, because I have a lot to say about this book. Bye, spoilery people! Hello! Again, non-spoilery people. I don't know why I said hello again. And so this review is just from scratch, where basically my friend read this book before me, so I pretty much texted her all my reactions. So I'm really going to go through my text and go through the reactions that I had with her, with you guys. So let's get started. So again, of course, the story starts off with Wolf and Scarlet and Cinder and the ghost of that ship and Thorn, and they are, trying to save the world and trying to save Cress specifically because, this girl is in a satellite and stuck there for 7 years, and they're coming to get her out. And immediately I saw a relationship between Cress and Thorn spark. I was like, oh my gosh, Cress and Thorn, they're getting together, they're doing this, they're becoming one, they're becoming a thing. One of the first things I died about was when Cinder was talking to the group, was talking about how she stole Peony's ID chip because just the thought of somebody else taking her sister's identity was too much for her. Wolf mentioned that, like, I understand, you loved her, and I would feel the same thing about Scarlet. And Eco went, ah! The Wolf just admitted he loves Scarlet, and it literally, throughout the book in general, Eco is us. Us is Eco. Eco is a fangirl. We are Eco. Eco is us. I love Eco. I loved her. I loved her in general. I loved Eco. She just had this air about her, and her presence just made the book so much different than it was, even though she was a ship for half of it. The book wouldn't be the same without Eco. Eco was great, and Eco was just great. She always was, she was like the Dylan O'Brien of this book, the Style Stalinsky of Marissa Meyer. Those in casual Teen Wolf reference. She was the major comic relief I found for a lot of the book. Of course, each of the characters had their own little comical things, but Eco was a huge part of this comic relief. She made me laugh a lot, and I just laughed because she was a fangirl. She was us. She fangirled over Kai, like I fangirled over Kai many times. And then all things go to shit. So when all things just I died when Thorn goes on to Cress's ship, and then Sybil's there, and she comes back. Like that entire scene where everything just goes wrong, that killed me on the inside. Cause if you watch Sleepy Hollow, you know what I'm talking about. When like I have had enough of not knowing how they're going to fix these issues. Like, if you watch Sleepy Hollow, you know what happened in the finale. You know my feelings about that. You would understand. But this one, of course. I mean, literally, how are they going to solve this problem? Cinder is now by herself with Jacin, who the little shit. Jacin. And Cress is now stuck on the ship with Thorn that is crashing to Earth, and Scarlet has just been taken by freaking Sybil, and Wolf is like pretty much dying. I was like, how are they going to solve these issues? I was like, why must you do this? And of course they pretty much solved everything except for Scarlet by the end of this. But why? Why must you hurt me this way? I also got really, really angry when Cinder was coming to, was like, oh, like, when Cinder was going to the pod ship, and Scarlet was like, don't do it, it's a trap. And Cinder was like, maybe it's a trap. And in her mind, she was like, but if Thorn was in there, Thorn was dying. I was like, no! You don't feel that way about Thorn, you feel that way about Kai. Like, I understand, you know, like, he's been your partner for a while, you guys, like, escaped jail together, but you feel that way about Kai. You feel that way if Kai was dying. Not if Thorn was dying. I don't accept it. I don't accept it at all. Like, and I love that scene between Kai and, was it Priya? It was Priya, the wedding coordinator. And they're talking, and she's like, oh yeah, like, Lilvana has to wear a veil the entire time because we're gonna film it, so don't worry, you don't have to kiss her. And I was like, yes! He doesn't have to kiss her. He doesn't have to kiss her. He's kissing Cinder. He's kissing Cinder. Yeah, he's a kissing Cinder. By the way, sorry, my voice sounds horrible. I went to the MM3 concert Wednesday night, and I'm still recovering. My voice is kind of dying. But yeah, I was just really excited that one moment she was like, so you don't have to kiss her. I was like, good. He better not have to kiss her. No. Okay, Cress. Cress went through probably the biggest character development in a person I've ever seen. She came from this girl who has literally been isolated from society. Oh, well, no, technically she had her net screens and her port screens, and she was able to, like, see what was going on in life. But she was isolated from social interaction other than with Sybil. So I really liked the way she was actually had an ease of connecting with Thorn, because, you know, she wasn't able to connect with people very easily because she was living in a ship for a long time. But I just found it so interesting, her character development from that point where she was able to imagine that she was being somebody else and just completely believe it herself, into that, especially going through the desert. But how by the end of it, those fantasies didn't work anymore. Like, she, like, almost like she came out of her shell. Get it? 'Cause she's a shell. And then she came out of, like, the little satellite was coming out of her shell, like, a newborn coming out of their egg. And, like, they're not, like all traveling from her, like, childhood to adulthood. Like, you can't live in that fantasy world anymore. And, like, realizing the harsh truth of reality. But I especially loved the point when she was talking to Thorn, and she's like, I'm going to die, and I've never even kissed before, we're supposed to have such a hot, passionate romance, and I was like, you are me. That is how I would react. If I ever met Matt Smith, or Benedict Cumberbatch, or Tom Hiddleston, or somebody that I've been watching on TV for a long time, like she has, I would definitely be like, I'm dying of cancer, and I've never been kissed before, will you kiss me before I die of cancer? Like, just for some really, really, like, slow sob story. Maybe not cancer, just because that's really, really depressing. But I'd be like, I'm dying, I have this terrible disease, and I need to be kissed before I die, and get them to kiss me. I mean, pull a dramatic move like Cress. Although, it'd be sad if they read Cress, and they'd be like, I know what you're planning. I know what you want to do. It's like, damn it. Plan is spoiled. Okay, and Thorn going blind. I was so upset. Like, oh, I was just so upset with about Thorn going blind, because I hate when that kind of stuff happens to characters. Like, not that it makes me squeamish, but just like, so like, it makes my heart hurt for them that much more. Like, if somebody was born to something like that, like they were born blind, I wouldn't feel as bad just because they were, you know, like that's how they were, like they haven't known anything other than being blind. But somebody like Thorn, who literally spent most of his life being able to see, all of a sudden having that taken away from you, like, I would find it so debilitating, and I love the way he handled it, but I was just so upset for him. And the same thing happened with Scarlet. I found out that she got her pinky finger cut off. I was like, again, it's not as bad as being blind, but like, you spend your entire life with this pinky finger, and all of a sudden it's gone. Like, I felt so, like, I literally felt so bad, and I literally texted my friend 10 million times. I can't believe she's missing a finger. And my friend's like, is that really all you're focusing on right now? And I was like, yes, that is what I'm focusing on right now. She can't, how, why, no, it's not fair. It's not okay. I don't accept this. Yeah, I wasn't very, I felt so bad for them. Shut up, Wind! I felt so bad for them. Those fantasies that Cress gets sometimes with, about Thorn, how she'll just be like, she pictured them waking up in the morning, him like caressing her face. I was like, yeah, that's me with Matt Smith. I dream about that quite often. I wake up and I picture it. I picture him there. So yeah, I totally get Cress. I feel her. I feel her pain. I feel the pain of wanting something so bad, but you can't have it. Matt, I love you. I need to talk about how Kai is actually the most oblivious person on this earth. Princess Celine, I must know, but literally guesses everybody but Cinder. Thinks it's Scarlet, thinks it's Cress, and even after he finds the freaking the thing when he goes into Dr. Erlin's account and he's like, additional notes. Finally, I found her. You can't decipher that from that. You can't think, oh, wait, is Cinder Princess Celine? Like, he can't even think, like, his mind isn't even going there. I'm like, you are so oblivious. Like, and even when Cinder was talking to him, it was like, yeah, she's a cyborg, and, you know, half the world wants to kill her, the other half wants to change her throne on the moon. Kai was still like, I still don't understand what you're trying to say. Like, you're so oblivious. You've been searching for this girl forever, and you still can't think of who it could be. And wow. Wow. I mean, I guess it is Princess Celine in the first book. By chapter 5, I was like, she's Princess Celine. And he, by the end of book 3, couldn't figure out by himself. He had to be told by Cinder, I'm Princess Celine. And even then, he was like, what? What are you saying? Not what? Oh, Kai. There's a reason I love you so much, but that's not one of the reasons. Cinder. Cinder is amazing. I love her. She makes me laugh out loud so much. She is the best, even when she's not being sarcastically funny. She is just going to be so funny in some of the most serious moments. Like, I love her rambles. The two ones that I absolutely love is when she came into Kai's room when they hijacked into the castle, and she was like, don't worry, I mean, I had not got some of your guards, but I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, and yeah, Nancy, you know, I had to disable her, but like, don't worry, somebody can fix her. And like, she was so worried. She was like, don't worry, and I did this, but like, don't worry, that can be solved too. And also, there's another one right at the end. At the end, after she tells Kai that she's Princess Celine, and Kai just stands there like blankly, and she's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, I like, you know, Dr. Linda's told me, and you know, the whole Queen Lavanna, Mary, Peony thing, I mean, I didn't really get a chance to tell you, I was kind of all calm about that, you know, and then Scarlet captured, and Wolf started dying, and she had like, and Thorn is blind, and Dr. Erlin's dead, and she had this whole list, and he's like, Cinder, shh, she's like, sorry, do it with her mouth again, and he's like, shh, and she's like, oh, okay, I died. Like, those moments make me laugh so hard because she just rambles on and she just, like, doesn't stop. She just keeps on going. And he's like, Cinder, I get it. You can shh now. Just shh. And I absolutely love her character development where she realizes that she is turning into the thing that she hates most. She's turning into Lavanna. In general, I've discovered so many things you can write an analytical essay on in this book. Like, you write about Cress's character development, you can write about her character development, you can write about Thorn's character, like, there's so many different things you could talk about. You could talk about, like, the different, like, ethical and racial issues, and, like, you know, like, with the whole, when Kai stopped the cyborg draft, I died. I was like, oh, my god, baby boo, I love you, and, like, that could totally be used to write an essay about, like, you know, like, equality and stuff, and, like, everybody has their own rights, and just, but Cinder, I loved how she was turning into the thing that she actually hated the most. And, like, the person she was trying to defeat, you know, she felt like she was turning into her, and the stuff that she was doing felt like it felt like she was going down the same path, which I really like, and I really want to see her explore that in Winter, the last book, because I really want to see where she'll go from there, whether Kai being there will help her fight it, or whether she'll kind of go deeper into that dark path, especially once they meet Winter. So I'm super excited about that. That's gonna be really awesome to see. And I think just the last thing I should mention here are all of the ships. So, first we have Thorn and Cress, and I honestly started shipping them really, really hard. I shipped them really, really hard. Just their whole ordeal through the desert, and how they just became so close. The fact that, like, even though Thorn was blind, him and Cress just able to connect so much, and, like, she helped him, and he helped her in his own ways, and just the way they, like, she still sees him as a hero, even though he's kind of not a hero. And I love the relationship, and the fact, like, that kiss when they were battling Sybil, I did not see that. It came out of nowhere. I did not see that coming. And I was just so surprised, and then I realized, oh wait, he promised her that when they die, he'll kiss her. I forgot about it, and I was like, oh my god. And I really want them to start a relationship as soon as I really want them to start a relationship. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen until the end of the last book. I feel like Thorn is going to be so involved with A, getting his eyesight back, and B, finding Scarlet and figure out how to get her on the throne. I feel like by the end of it, they'll come together and start a romance. Then we have Scarlet and Wolf, and this was like more of the hurtful feels because Scarlet wasn't really there. Scarlet was locked up on the moon with crazy Winter. Speaking of Winter, I totally think that she's like Wireless from Hunger Games, where she's like cuckoo crazy, but she has a meaning behind it. I feel like the blood in the hallway, I feel like there's an actual like meaning behind it. There's actual like blood in the hallway. Maybe not actual blood, but like, you know how Wireless is like tick tock, and then turned out like the thing was a clock? Like kind of like that, you know? Like there's gonna be some deep meaning behind it. I feel it. But Scarlet and Wolf, it hurt so much, the fact that Wolf just like shut himself down when he found out that Scarlet wasn't there. And the fact that like when he was talking to Cress about her and he was like, she's my alpha. Oh, it was a hurtful ship because they weren't actually there to have a ship together. They were separated, and I think that hurts more. I honestly think so. Then we had Cinder and Kai. And, oh my god. So, of course, we have all those little things that happen where they think about each other, and he stops the cyborg draft for her, and all this stuff. But I think the best scene had to be that last ending scene when he came to her and started fighting with her, and then calmed down, and then the kiss. Because the first time they kissed, Cinder initiated it, and he wasn't really kissing her back. It wasn't really a true kiss. But then the magic happened, and he was like, are you like mindfully me right now? And she was like, no. He's like, good. And he just wanted to kiss her, and it was so amazing and wonderful. And my babies, my Cinder Kai, ship all the ships in this novel, except for Lavana and Kai. If anybody ships Lavana and Kai, well, if anybody here ships Levavitch and Kai, you need to go reevaluate your life. Nobody ships Levavitch and Kai. Nobody can ship Levavitch and Kai. You have to be crazy crackpot, like marijuana drugged to ship Levavitch and Kai. Sorry if I'm offending you, but no. But yeah, great books. So that was my review of Cress, and I haven't done a book review in so long. I just need to, like, this was one of my books. I decided to take a route, because before I wanted to review every single book that I ever read, but then I got so behind. I had to review Clockwork Princess and House of Hades and The Host and all these books to review, it's been so long since I read them, I haven't had the yearning to review them. So what I'm going to do now is, as soon as I finish a book, if I had the time to, and it's a book that I'm actually dying over, I will review it. Most of the time, it'll be a new book. Well, most of the time, it'll probably be a new release. Like, new releases, for me especially, just need to go out there with their reviews. And, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing now lately. Videos may come sparsely from now on, because my dance competitions are starting. This March is the last month before dance competitions start. And even then, we're going to Mexico for a week, and I have all these extra classes to get ready for competition. as soon as April hits, competition starts, and I probably will be uploading videos sparsely and may not have a solid video schedule again until June. Even then, exams start, so maybe not even. But I will try, I promise, to upload as much as I can. And like this video, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, on Tumblr, on Twitter, on Goodreads. Follow me on Goodreads, see what I'm reading next. Let's be serious, I'm probably going to read a short story of this. I feel like there's another short story that I missed. It's probably going to go read that. But yes, I love you guys so much. I hope you like the new lighting because I feel like it's probably better. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!